is the Triumph 400XC worth the extra money? And is it the right bike for a new rider? Today I'm going to give you my opinion on both of those. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And I have a similar video where I compare the Triumph 400 Speed to the Triumph 400X from a new rider perspective. And with the announcement of the 400XC, I'd like to update and share my thoughts on whether that is a good bike for a beginner rider. And my answer is, I don't think it's a bad bike for a beginner rider. I think anything in the Triumph 400 series is a nice, economical, approachable motorcycle that's good for a new rider. However, I still think that the Speed 400 is the best bike out of the 400 series for a new rider. And there's a couple reasons for that. It's smaller, lighter, and shorter to the ground, which makes it more approachable for a new rider. I'm a brand new rider, and this is my first bike, and I felt perfectly comfortable riding this in the twisty mountain roads around where I live. I don't know if I would have felt as comfortable on the taller scramblers. Maybe I would have, I don't know, but I have been very comfortable on the Speed. But the biggest reason I think the Speed is the right choice over either the Scrambler 400X or the Scrambler 400XC is you don't really know as a beginner rider what kind of riding you would like to do. You don't know if it's going to be twisty mountain riding, you don't know if you're going to like track days, you don't know if you're going to like group rides, you don't know if you're going to like dirt road riding. So, and if you're a brand new beginner rider without any experience, I think this is the right starting point. But let's take a look at who maybe it would be a good fit for the 400XC. So in my opinion, the difference between the 400X and the 400XC, you get the lower engine bar standard, which I think most people end up adding afterwards. You get a high fender on the XC, you get a small fairing, and you get the spoke wheels, and maybe some other small things, but those are the main things. So for me, when I'm ready to upgrade, I may consider an upgrade to something like the Scrambler 400XC. I don't know that I would go with the Scrambler 400X anymore now that the XC is available in my market. Because in my mind, even though the cost is a little higher, I think you really do get, it's about $700 difference at the time of this recording, at least in MSRP. And I do think you get $700 worth of value upgrading to the XC compared to the X. So if you are a new street rider, but you come from a dirt riding background, or you've done some other, off-road riding to where you know that you like that style of riding and you definitely want a scrambler style motorcycle, I think that's where you may want to go with the 400XC. Or if you're someone who's looking to upgrade from maybe a 125 or something, maybe you've been riding a Grom around for a while or something like that, and you've gotten to explore some dirt roads and you found that the 125 you had wasn't enough to really get into the dirt the way you'd like to, then I think the 400X or the XC, again, I think the XC is worth the extra money. I think if you're in that camp, those are great options. So for the bare bones beginner like me, I think the Speed's the perfect choice. But for someone who has some dirt biking experience or has some, small CC road experience, and they have a good idea that they want the scrambler style of riding, then for me the XC is a no-brainer. I think aesthetically the spoke wheels look, they really give it a scrambler look compared to, the alloy wheels. Not that there's anything wrong with the alloy wheels, especially for, you're not going to be doing a lot of hardcore off-riding with the scrambler of any sort. But for me, this is where I've chosen to start. I'm very happy with it. But I'm pretty excited to see the XC because, that could become my second bike. We'll see. But beginner riders, I think start small, start simple, get a feel for what you like, and then when you're ready to upgrade, I think the XC is worth the money. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And if you like this video, please check out my earlier video where I compare the Speed to the 400X. Or if you have a Triumph 400 of some sort, and you're interested in putting these engine bars on, check out my engine bar install video or some of my riding videos, and I hope you enjoy.